We're back in the grimy heart of the pit, where the air thick with the stench of betrayal and the faint, sickeningly sweet whiff of something wrong. Episode 12, Something Like a Curse, dials up the chaos like a busted radio stuck on max volume, and I'm here for every distorted note. The cleaners crew Rudo, Sanka, Gris, and the ragtag janitors are already knee-deep in a trap from last episode's cliffhanger. That shady merchant? Not just a slime ball, but a full-on vandal, melting into a grotesque pile of tendrils and malice, pointing a dripping claw at Rudo. He's the prize. The warehouse there, in crumbling, shadowed, a skeleton of steel in the polluted zone, feels like it's holding its breath. And then, boom, the floor drops, plunging our heroes into a pit of dread where the real nightmare waits. A vandal with a vibe as intoxicating as it is insidious. Semi's back at HQ, her hawk-like eyes glued to that ancient phone, but the signal's dead, and her gut screaming trouble. Down in the abyss, the janitors scramble, dust choking the air like regret. Sank is barking orders, his animal weapon a coiling mass of scrap flaring with defiance, while Gris grips his amulet, murmuring something that feels like a prayer to punch harder. Rudo, our trash-born hero still wrestling with his glitchy animal powers, catches a whiff of something lavender, maybe, or the smell of his old life before the fall. It's Amu's vital instrument, a scent that slithers into your brain, conjuring memories of loved ones so vivid you'd sell your soul to hold them again. And just like that, Rudo's gone eyes glassy, heart hijacked. He's not alone. Delmon, the scrappy kid with the chip on his shoulder, Riyo, the sharpshooter with the smoke sharper than her aim, and Follo, the quiet one who's all heart under the grime, all full under Amu's spell. The four turn on their own crew, Rudo's fist swinging with a ferocity that's half his, half puppet. The cleaners are caught flat-footed as Anka's yelling, "Snap out of it, kid," but Rudo's lost in a haze of fake nostalgia, throwing punches like he's fighting his own ghosts. Gris tanks hits like a rusted bulldozer, but it's Tamsy, the soft-spoken cleaner with a knack for traps, who steps up. His vital instrument, Tokushin, is a beast of chains and gives that scream industrial nightmare, wrapping Rudo, Delmon, Riyo, and Follo in a steely embrace. But here's the gut punch, even restrained, they're thrashing, snarling, eyes locked on that happy place mirage Amu's scent conjures. Danzy's not having it. With a grim nod, he cranks Tokushin to 11, and the floor groans again, swallowing the four enthralled cleaners along with Amu into the building's depths. The screen cuts to black with Sanka's roar echoing, Gris clutching his amulet like it's the only thing keeping him grounded, and the single, haunting question, what's waiting in the dark? The vibe's a fever dream, desperate, claustrophobic, with a flicker of hope that the cleaner's bonds are tougher than Amu's curse. You're left clutching your coffee, heart hammering, wondering how deep this rabbit hole goes. The visuals in Something Like a Curse are a love letter to Kagerona's manga, cranked to 11 with an animation style that's as gritty as the pit and as hypnotic as Amu's scent. The studio, rumoured to be a tight-knit crew channeling Bone's raw energy, delivers a masterclass in blending 2D fluidity with CG grit. The warehouse's collapse is a standard, debris rains in slow-mo, each chunk glinting with textured detail under flickering, bruised purple lighting that makes the pit feel alive and vengeful. When Amu's vital instrument kicks in, the animators get cheeky, wisps of scent curl across the screen like pastel smoke, shifting hues from lavender to sickly pink, each tendril animated with a fluidity that's almost too pretty for the horror it unleashes. Rudo's translate is haunting, his eyes go hollow, rendered with a subtle glitch effect that mirrors his unstable anima, while flashbacks to his pre-pit life flicker in sepia tones, jagged and raw like torn Polaroids. The action pops off when Tokushin enters the chat. Tamsy's chains are a visual feast, the CG-rendered links clank with weight, each gear spinning with a mechanical snarl that's pure shonen swagger. The way they coil around the enthralled cleaners, grinding against their struggling forms, is tactile enough to make you wince. Zanka's animal weapon gets its moment too, its serpentine coils slashing through the air with 2D linework so sharp it could cut glass. And Gris? His bare-knuckle stance, framed against the chaos, is all stock ankles in shadow, his amulet catching light in a way that screams this thing's important, yo. The colour palette leans hard into the pit's aesthetic muddy browns, rust reds, and that omnipresent purple haze, making every frame feel like it's been dragged through the abyss and lived to tell the tale. But let's keep it a buck, not every moment sparkles. The early trek through the polluted zone, while gorgeous the detail with crumbling spires and trash-strewn vistas, drags a bit with static character poses. Ryo's idle animations feel like they're on a loop, and Follo's quiet moments lack the nuance of, say, Rudo's twitchy anxiety. The sound effect, while stunning, occasionally overplays its hand, with one too many slow pans across swirling vapor that feel like padding. And the transition to the depths? It's abrupt, leaning on a fade to black that's more budget-saving and bold. These are nitpicks, though the kind that make you shrug because the high-sat Tokushin sequence hit like a trash truck. The art's a grimy gem, rough in spots but polished where it counts, turning your runner's vision into a screen spectacle that sticks like gum on your soul. Episode 12 is Gachiakuta at its peak, a gut punch of betrayal, camaraderie, and the kind of cliffhanger that makes you want to eat your remote at the screen for daring to end. The vibe's electric think attack on Titan's early paranoia meets Sora Hidora's grunge, with a found family quote that hits harder than Tamsy's chains. Rudo's struggle under Amu's spell is raw, his thrashing a mirror to his inner fight to belong, while Zanka's roar and Gris's quiet faith keep the crew's heart pumping. Danzy's MVP moment with Tokushin. Iconic. I'm obsessed with how the show weaves its lore Amu's scent as a weapon, that amulet's cryptic glow, the Vandal's fixation on Rudo. It's a conspiracy smoothie, and I'm slurping every drop. Honest critique? The pacing still finding its groove, some setup beats linger too long, and I'm praying the next episode doesn't lean too hard on flashback filler to stretch the budget. But the highs. Oh, they soar. I'm crossing my fingers for Rudo to break Ammo's curse with some anime-fueled epiphany, for Gris to drop amulet lore that flips the pit's history, and for the cleaners to emerge tighter than ever. Gachiakuta not just surviving the shonen dump, it's building a throne out of the trash, and I'm ready to bow. Grab a seat at this cafe table. Friend, what's your bet? Rudo snaps out of it, or are we in for a cleaner on cleaner bloodbath? Let's nerd out till the abyss calls last orders.